Every June, Native artists and dancers flock to Oklahoma City's Red Earth Festival. It's one of the premier Native arts events in the region. 2014's festival was hosted by Oklahoma City's Remington Park, a racetrack and casino owned and operated by the Chickasaw Nation. The setting may have been different from years past, but the excitement and the spirit of the festival hasn't changed one bit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise and remove your head covers as we bring in the Eagle staff, followed by the Stars and Stripes and the state flag of Oklahoma. This is our grand entry. Hecha, hecha, yeehaw!
Remington Park's paddock area came alive with the first grand entry, to the delight of family and spectators.
But so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
This year's dance event was different from past festivals, featuring only women's fancy shawl and men's fancy dance categories. The competition, though, was just as tough. Fancy footwork deserves fancy drumming, and there was plenty of it at Red Earth.
Hey! Good job. Put your hands.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Never know what we're going to receive, so it's always kind of a challenge. I like it. I usually set the show and as to what we're working with, so it's a great opportunity for the youth. We have been funding this particular event for probably 6 years now. We have beadwork, we have pottery, we have sculpture, we have painting and drawing is one category, photography and graphics is another category, basketry, jewelry. We have one category that is cultural. There is a piece or two every year that I am absolutely, it's incredible. There's 3 age divisions, so the first age is 9 to 12, and then we have 13 to 15, and then we have 16 to 18. And each of them have prizes awarded for the first 3 places. And then we have a best of show. When I first saw it, I thought it was a photograph. And it's a pencil drawing that shows the regalia and on a mirror, and so she's showing both reflection and the upside. It's an incredible piece. But I mean, if you look around, and I think you'll probably go and look at some of the pieces and the winners, it's quite sophisticated for the ages of some of these kids. Even our little Division 1 has some pretty good talent in it. Every culture has their own, cultural item, but they explore other areas in the contemporary, traditional, or impressionistic. I mean, you could get in all sorts of artwork. So the Indians are, no different than anyone else. They enjoy expressing themselves whichever way they see fit.
This is a Choctaw regalia, and it's similar to mine. And I worked a couple months on this, actually.
Well, tell me all about it there.
I did a bead necklace with it, and
tell me about a dress.
I did ruffles for it too, and I did moccasins with it. My grandma made this one, and I did this, and I made this one too.
Now, did your grandmother help you make that dress?
Yes.
So obviously she taught you a lot, huh?
Yes. She's also an art teacher too.
Well, surely she's taught you some Choctaw language.
Yes.
Like what?
Halito Chimachokma. I said, hello, how are you?
I know you know more than that.
Saho Chifayet, Sydney Anderson Cullum, Oklahoma City, actually. I said, my name is Sydney Anderson Cullum, and I live in Oklahoma City.
The next dance we're going to do is called Stealing Partners, and it's a social dance that the Choctaws used to use to break the ice between people that they didn't know. The older Choctaws would take a break and they'd send in the younger Choctaw, and it was a way for them to kind of get to know somebody that they were too shy to meet. And so as you see this dance, you'll see how much fun they must have had. Here we go for Stealing Partners.
You hale, yo 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 hale, toss body on my day, yo hale. Woo, 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 woo! Yo tanahe, waheya, waheya, yo tanahe, waheya, iya, yo tanahe, waheya, iya, yo tanahe, waheya, waheya, yo tanahe, waheya, wohio, yo tanahe.
As you'll see, we have the wedding couple in the center, and then the other friends around them that will dance with them. As they begin the dance, they will hook their little pinkies, the little fingers together, and that symbolizes the talons of the great eagle. Because the eagles used to do or they still do a sky dance where they will fly up into the air, and their talons will lock, and they'll do what's called a sky dance all the way down and then break away, and that's how they mate. So here we have the wedding dance.
The men's fancy dance competition has always been Red Earth's main event. This year's contest did not disappoint.
I guess I danced fancy all my life, except when I was little I didn't have bustles. So as I got older I got bustles, but I've danced fancy all my life. Well, you know, in my mind, I'm still one of them young guys. Legs might say something different, but in my mind, I'm still one of them young guys. It's the true athletic sport of dancing in our world, and something I really enjoy. You have to be in shape. You have to take care of yourself, mentally, physically, helps emotionally, spiritually, and dancing, the way I believe, the way I've grown to know it, is that it's an expression. It's an expression of love, giving thanks to God. Extension of who you are, and so we try to enter the arena with a good mind and a good heart, and just enjoy ourselves. And what happens is sometimes other people that are watching, they enjoy it as well, and it can help them feel good. And so it's give back and forth. You're giving back and forth from the audience. For those that can't dance, maybe there's somebody mourning. You do your best. You go out there and you want to do your best, so you carry your heart out there.
You're watching CATV 47, K47MU, Concho, Oklahoma.
At the turn of the last century, Native people lived off the land. As times changed, our way of life of growing, gathering, and hunting traditional foods changed. Many of us became less physically active. Our communities had to rely on less healthy, processed foods. The serious disease, type 2 diabetes, emerged. Today, Native people are on the move to bring back traditional healthy foods and physical activity to help prevent type 2 diabetes. Be active, eat healthy, make wise choices. I know we have the power. Our people and cultures hold the answers. We will return to our life in balance.
The artwork here is predominantly water-based paints from acrylics to watercolors. What I do is I paint on masonite panels that are primed with gesso or clay. The clay just allows watercolor artists to paint on the hardboards. Once I've completed a piece, I seal them as opposed to putting your normal varnish on a piece. I seal them with a polymer resin, a two-part epoxy mix that's giving them the super glossy finishes you see on the pieces. Then I go a step further and I mount a lot of my miniature pieces on birch wood panels that have a light stain on them, just for presentation purposes. And
Tell me about this large one behind you. That's beautiful, man.
The large one here is called the beauty and the movement of the Netka, meaning the beauty and color of the Navajo lands. And it's just my representation or my interpretation of what I see in our landscape where I'm from. It's really indicative as far as the landscape and the movement and just the vast openness out in that area. And just, as you can see, I really like color, so I just explore color. I'll just right out the tube. Don't dilute it too much, just put it right on the board as you see.
What are we looking at down here?
The bottom here, the simple colors are just predominantly the vegetation you see out on the reservation, from the rabbit brush to the juniper brush that are out there, and then I have a female with her sheep and goats out there on the desert. A sight that is seldom seen anymore nowadays on the reservation. Still, some of our elders and some of our young ones are still holding up the tradition of herding sheep out there on the reservation. So I just like to interpret that into my pieces as well. And it produces well, kind of hidden in there. People would like to take a look around and they'll finally see the pieces in there. And so it's kind of neat, just kind of playing with the eye and have people move about the painting instead of just focusing in on one particular point.
But then you got something a little different over here.
And these pieces here are more kind of a storytelling pieces here. This particular one is a watercolor, traditional watercolor done on watercolor paper, and the piece of this is titled Following Tradition, the Proposal. Just the items used in a traditional Dene wedding ceremony, from the vase to the traditional basket to the female hogan, embroidered in our four sacred mountains here. The blue just representing something to renew, the rain. The geometric designs there just representing the clouds that are out in our area as well. So some pieces tell a story, and then some are just my interpretations of the landscape, whether I'm incorporating a rug design such as this one here. This is typically known as a eye dazzler for the Navajo people, and here I just interpret that with the nice orange colors and title this piece The Morning Eye Dazzler, as you can see there. Yeah, this is my fourth time here at Red Earth. One of the first time I actually entered in Red Earth, they had it down at the Cox Center downtown, and one of my paintings won first place in watercolor there as well back then. And then I've been lucky enough to get juried back in, so I've attended the last three shows here in Oklahoma. But the hard thing is knowing an artist you like or his pieces that you like, and just trying not to mimic that style, just trying to find your own unique blend of work. And I think I'm on the right track as far as doing my own style and the way I like to paint and venture out and try new and different things every now and then.
The festival didn't feature children's dance competitions, but a few young dancers put on exhibitions for festival goers.
See them dance and have fun and enjoy themselves, and just always try to support them and motivate them, and it's just good. The primary subject matter of my work is a lot of the Apache mountain spirits, and depiction of the Comanche people, which I'm a member of the Comanche tribe of Oklahoma, but I was raised up around a lot of the Chiricahua Apache, and they really inspired a lot of the work that I do. So whenever you look, you see a lot of Apache mountain spirits and bits and pieces of the Comanche culture. The Apache mountain spirits that you see here are from the Mythalo family of Apache, Oklahoma. So when I was growing up, I was raised around them, and they were good friends of our families. So anyway, I started painting a lot of pictures of them when I was growing up. I think that whenever this style of artwork began to evolve, in the beginning I was really trained in what you would call Oklahoma traditional Indian art. And then later on, I began to deviate from that form of art, and I began to break a lot of the rules. I realized that, this, was a very strong personal sanctuary for me, because when I began to work, it was like anything was possible. And it almost even had a profound spiritual effect in the creation of what I'm doing now. So I began to realize that, well, I found a new way to express myself. And and it's really been a neat journey, and I hope that whenever people view my work, I hope that they take that same journey with me. I hope that they can go to this strange world, and enjoy, the neat and mysterious colors and even the spirituality that I believe comes out of the paintings.
Coming to Red Earth, I missed the first 2 years, and I've been here ever since. And I enjoy the people, enjoy the art, and it just makes for a fun weekend. Some shows you, sell a lot, some shows you don't, but you can always talk to the people. I like the new venue. It feels more like an art show. I'll be back next year.
I've been at Red Earth every year since the very beginning. I'm a Cheyenne and Arapaho. I'm one of the Southern Cheyenne Peace Chiefs. I work for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. I'm a forensic police artist, and I've been doing that for over 40 years. And I still am employed as a forensic artist. I'm the only one in the state. And I enjoy doing the artwork and coming here to Red Earth and visiting with the people and seeing old friends, and I just have a good time. I just have a good time. I went to St. Patrick's Indian Mission in Anadarko, and I sold my first painting there when Father Edward Bach noticed that I was drawing, and he bought me some supplies, and I did a painting of all the Indians of the crucifixion, and a lady came and bought it for $100. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can make some money doing this, you know? So it kind of, but I've always been kind of, you know, I have an older brother who's a very talented, famous guy, Charles Pratt, and I always kind of followed him, and people expected me to be like him. They say, it's all throughout school, they say, well, are you Charles's little brother? Can you draw like him? And I say, yeah, I can, you know? So it just kind of promoted you, and I had good school teachers that always were very supportive of me. You know, we have some great tribal artists with the Cheyenne and Arapaho people. They're very creative and talented people. And we've always had wonderful Native American artists that represent our tribe. It goes way back even, you know, the Sweezies and the Black Owls, and, you know, Merlin Little Thunder. Those guys are all just wonderful, and they inspired us younger people. So that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to be able to inspire the younger kids. I sit on the Oklahoma Arts Council. I'm the chairman of the Indian Arts and Craft Board, and I think our whole function is to inspire children, young Indian children, to be artists and to be creative. I think it's really important for us that we mentor these children.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
At the turn of the last century, Native people lived off the land. As times changed, our way of life of growing, gathering, and hunting traditional foods changed. Many of us became less physically active. Our communities had to rely on less healthy, processed foods. The serious disease, type 2 diabetes, emerged. Today, Native people are on the move to bring back traditional healthy foods and physical activity to help prevent type 2 diabetes. Be active, eat healthy, make wise choices. I know we have the power. Our people and cultures hold the answers. We will return to our life in balance.
I used to be a painter a long time ago. I did paintings and stuff, but not in shows or anything. I just liked doing artwork, and I always wanted to do something with it, but never really had any focus. And I used to go travel to the Southwest a lot, and I liked all the Pueblo pottery that they had out there, and I wanted to do pottery, and so I got kind of inspired to do it, but I'm not Pueblo. So I looked at my own tribe, you know, Caddo, the history and stuff, and found that it has quite a history of pottery. It was quite surprising, and it's actually under all of our noses, thousands of Caddo pots in all the museums around here, but a lot of people just don't see them, you know, because they're in the back rooms. Our tribe used to be a huge tribe, and it was made up of confederacies, just like Pueblos are different Pueblos in the area. Well, the Caddos had different Caddo, you know, homesteads here and there, and that made up like about 10 or 12 of them. And each one of them had their own pottery style, just like the Pueblos. And they just started getting condensed down back when, you know, the colonization happened and they got moved and everything. And our tribe got dwindled down to only 400 people. So we lost probably 80% or more. And along with that became, you know, we lost, you know, the prevalence of the pottery, because it used to be a pretty huge thing. There's pottery all over this country that's Caddo that got traded because it was a trade wear. It was just as huge a legacy as any other pottery tradition in North America. And the way our culture works, the pottery would go with the person into the grave. So almost all, probably 95% of all Caddo pottery that's found that's ancient is a grave good. So in museums, it can't be shown to the public. So there's thousands and thousands of pots all around here under our noses, but you can't show it to the public. They ran through the awards and I didn't win anything for pottery, and I was just sad. I was like, oh, I didn't win nothing. So it was quite a surprise. It's one of our like very traditional shapes and designs. It's referred to it as kind of a carinated bowl, and it's the most prominent type of piece that the Caddos would make is a carinated bowl. They're used for a lot of different things, but because it's so decorated, it would have been definitely only ceremonial. But it's fully traditional from the ground up. I went and dug the clay at the Red River and mixed it with our mussel shell that I could collect, and then it's hand built. Coil method and burnished with a rock so that it's shiny, a lot of burnishing. And then it's pit fired the old way in a bonfire, and then after it's done firing, I engrave it with a tool. I think somewhere around, if I had to really say, probably something like 200 man hours spread out over about 5 months or something like that. I'm trying to educate everybody about our pottery tradition that was so gigantic that's just kind of disappeared. And for me, it was kind of like, well, the bigger it is, the more it gets, you know, you're going to notice it. And so if I could have a booth full of gigantic pieces, people are going to notice and ask questions and want to talk about it.
Young ones, where you at? Maybe 12, 13 years old and under. There's a gate right here. Maybe you want to come back here. Start making your way up here. We invite you to come down. We're going to have an intertribal song, what we call intertribal. So we're inviting all you young ones, come on out. You young ladies, you seen how they danced? You might want to dance like them, imitate what they're doing. Come on out here, experience the music, experience the sound, experience the feeling here. All right, exit the stage, guys, exit the stage.
I'm always
always jotting down little images to remember or reflect back to that's going to go into my ledger drawing. And so when I do that, it's a thought process. And so as I start to create it on paper, I'm going to add all those elements of critical thinking that I've thought of into that, and I'm going to incorporate it into the ledger drawing. When you draw, you're going to draw this way, because I'm right-handed, so I draw this way. And my action's going to go this way. It's going to flow from right to left. And then if I'm going to continue the action of the drawing, it's going to come around this way. And when it comes around this way, then I'm going to flip it. And I'll start drawing here, and it runs this way. For me, it's my escape. It's my therapy. It's my getaway. When I'm drawing, my family knows not to interrupt me. And it gets so powerful. I'm so empowered by the critical thinking and the design of my drawings. Is when I'm in that zone, I don't hear the phone ring. I'm miles away. I'm levels away, you might say, in time. And so I have to come back to reality. And when I come back in reality, that is when the drawing is finished.
We only use it during the winter time, and it's called nampans. Nampans is it's called a hoop, and it's made actually from willow and juniper. And this is to actually for ceremonial dance only, and it's not shared and danced like how you see here today. It's just to help an individual or individuals that have a sickness, they say. And some of these ceremonies are to help an individual that have lost a loved one, and they want to continue on with their life. So they have these ceremonies and certain times of the year, mainly during the winter time. But hoop dancing, the way you see it here today and many different areas now, the hoop dancer, they make the different formations of our plants and animals. You know, things that we all see in our everyday lives. Things that we, you know, kind of tend to forget. Things that are our basic needs, I guess you can say, the air, wind, the water, our little plants and animals that we have all around us. And without these things, you know, we wouldn't have the world that we have today. And no matter who you are and where you come from, you're representing your family and the circle of life, you know, you're representing, you know, where we come from.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
I've been doing this show for, I think, since it started, many years, and it's a good venue for me. It's selling my artwork, and I have friends here that I get to see once a year and enjoy that. Red Earth is a celebration of Native American way of life, where we get together and people dance, and as I said, there are people here that I've known for years that I see once a year here at Red Earth. It's a get-together kind of thing. And of course, for an artist, it's great because it's a great venue for selling your artwork. I think all artists learn from other artists. And, you know, we share experiences that we've had in different shows that we've been to throughout the year.
That's who I am. I mean, I express myself in visual imagery, the person that I am. You can't really cause anybody to think any way you want them to. Everybody interprets art their own way. But, and sometimes people have more thoughts about what I've done than I even thought about. But if it's meaningful to them, that's fine. That's what art ought to be. There's power in every form of art, whether it be medium, visual arts, as I do. I have children who are performers in visual arts, those who write stories of poetry and so forth. So I think art, all of art, tells a story.
A good powwow or native festival just wouldn't be complete without a friendship dance and asking spectators to join in. Many festival goers were more than happy with the invitation.
Friendship dance time. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Red Earth 2014 may be in the books, but planning for next year has already begun. A new year and a new venue may hold new growth for one of Oklahoma's top cultural festivals.